Today I'm driving the 2011 Mitsubishi Colt Ralliart. Big thanks to Sergey, the owner, for letting me experience this incredibly rare car. There was a golden era when mainstream manufacturers offered affordable performance versions of regular cars, hot hatches that gave you genuine thrills without breaking the bank. That era is gone, and when these cars exist today, they cost a fortune. The Colt Ralliart represents exactly what we've lost. Sure, the interior is basic, plasticky, and the material quality is mediocre at best, but that's not the point. What matters is under the hood. A 1.5-liter turbocharged engine producing 150 horsepower in a car weighing just 1100 kilograms. That power-to-weight ratio creates something genuinely exciting in an era where every electric family car hits 100 km per hour in 5 seconds. But it's not just about power. Stiff chassis, short suspension travel, short wheelbase, everything is designed for fun. Ralliart tuned suspension, disc brakes on all 4 wheels, 16-inch alloys, bucket seats, and aggressive Evo-inspired styling. This is a proper hot hatch, taking an economy car platform and transforming it into something that puts a smile on your face. Ralliart was Mitsubishi's performance division, their equivalent to Subaru's STR or Nissan's Nismo. Founded in the 1980s, they built some of the most iconic rally cars in history. The Galant VR4 and the legendary Lancer Evolution that dominated the World Rally Championship in the 90s, winning 4 straight championships. The Colt Ralliart was one of their final creations. The division shut down in April 2010, a casualty of the global financial crisis. This car is essentially the closing chapter in decades of motorsport excellence, the last gasp of a performance division that created automotive legends. If you are over 30, you remember the Mitsubishi Colt. In the 90s, it was everywhere in Israel. A sporty hatchback, essentially a shortened Lancer, but after the late 90s, it disappeared. This 7th generation Colt was built from 2002 to 2013. It shared its platform with the Smart 4.4 and was produced in the Netherlands. The Ralliart version came in 2008 after a mid-cycle refresh. Here's the thing. This is the only Colt Ralliart in Israel. According to the Mitsubishi importer, this car was brought in for testing, but never marketed because they couldn't price it at a price that made sense. Globally, it was sold in only a handful of markets: Britain, Australia, New Zealand, Greece, Russia, never in North America. Information about this car is incredibly hard to find. Let's get to the specs real quick. 1.5-liter turbocharged engine producing 150 horsepower at 6000 rpm, 210 Nm of torque at 3500 rpm, 5-speed manual transmission, front-wheel drive, and doing 0 to 100 km per hour in the low 8-second range. Top speed around 200 km per hour. This is the 3-door version, the purest choice. Short wheelbase, compact, aggressive looking, and purpose-built for back roads. Inside, it's basic but functional. Supportive bucket seats with leather and cloth that hold you in place, air conditioning, power windows, power steering, cruise control, which was actually rare on manual economy cars here at the time. Trip computer with fuel consumption and average speed, fog lights front and rear. Design echoed the Lancer of this era. Rear seats exist, but they are tiny. This is a 3-door hot hatch, not a family car. So, what it's like to drive. 150 horsepower in 1100 kilograms should feel quick, and it does, but with character. Below 4000 rpm, it feels like a regular economy car, but push past 4000 rpm and everything comes alive. This turbo leg is old school. Modern turbo engine boost from 1500 to 2000 rpm, giving instant response. This engine is more like turbocharged cars from the 80s and the early 90s. You need to work it and use the gearbox to stay in the power band. The shifter, it's okay. I guess it's an off-the-shelf unit from basic Mitsubishi models. Long throw, not particularly notchy, bit of play in the linkage. It's functional but not inspiring, clearly a cost-saving measure. Once you're in the power band, the acceleration is generally enjoyable. The mid-range punch when you downshift is impressive. This car would be brilliant on a twisty mountain road or a track day. Comfort-wise, it's actually not bad. The suspension is firm and you feel the road, but it's not punishing. I've been driving for 40 minutes and my back doesn't hurt at all. The bucket seats are supportive without being uncomfortable. This is definitely a hot hatch you can use daily. The biggest ownership challenge is spare parts. As a one-off import, getting Ralliart specific parts would be incredibly difficult, and that's exactly what happened to this car. But the owner of the car is pretty stubborn, and after a small accident he had, it took him about 2 to 3 years to turn this car back on the road. In 2011, how many cars weighed a ton with 150 horsepower? Not many. Yes, the Miata existed, but that's a definitely different car, rear-wheel drive and a roadster. It's a different experience and usually it's twice the price. The fact the importer didn't market it is unfortunate. This is exactly what enthusiasts love. So, here we are. The Colt Ralliart represents something we've lost, affordable, focused performance cars without overthinking them. No hybrid system, no complicated electronics, just a light car, a turbo engine, a manual gearbox and suspension tuned for fun. It's also a historical footnote, the final model from Ralliart before they shut down, closing a chapter that included some of the most successful rally cars in history. For anyone who loves driving or misses when hot hatches were raw and engaging, the Colt Ralliart is special. It's a shame it never got the recognition it deserved. But that's what makes cars like this precious. They are reminders of what's possible when manufacturers focus on driver engagement over spec sheets. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this look at one of Israel's rarest cars, let me know in the comments. What other cars should I feature? Leave a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already.